Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well so that you are notified every time I upload. Today's look is a wedding look. I am giving you warm autumnal glam, and it's majorly thanks. Like, I really want to give it up for the Christian Louboutin cream eyeshadows. There we go. The major part of my look is from the Christian Louboutin Tape à l'Oeil. These are so gorgeous. This one in particular is the only one that I have on my lids. And it has this gorgeous green underneath that when you blend it out, it just disperses the most beautiful shimmer onto your lids. And it starts off as a brown base. So you can choose to leave it that way, pat it down and leave it like that, but you can also blend it out and get this really gorgeous green here. Also, I really love the formula of the Sisley lipsticks, and that is the other star of this look. So I'm not gonna do too much talking here. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys see how I put the look together. I'm gonna do a little voiceover for you and meet you back at the end of the video with my final thoughts. All right, my friends, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the Chanel Water Fresh Tint. This is in the shade Deep. And what I really love about this product are the pigment beads floating in the solution. And when you agitate them with a densely packed brush, it releases the pigment. I also have noticed that it takes a little bit to bloom. So you're gonna give it a minute. And that's exactly what I did here. So while the Water Fresh Tint is setting, I'm gonna go ahead and just use my Mented Highbrow to fill in my brows. And I want you to take a look at my skin once we get into the foundation and what the difference is between when I initially applied the Water Fresh Tint and what it looks like right before I apply the foundation. It does impart light coverage. So as you can see, my skin's a little more even. I'm going in with the Chanel Le Beige foundation, Healthy Glow foundation, and this is in the shade BD131. This is my shade across the Chanel complexion products, and I really love it. I think it's a perfect match. I'm using the same brush I used for the Water Fresh Tint to apply this product, and when you use the Water Fresh Tint, I do find that you need less product to achieve the coverage that you desire. For me, it's medium coverage. I do not go for full coverage. And this is a perfect foundation for that. Very lightweight, very skin-like. It's absolutely beautiful, and it does last. So next I'm gonna go ahead and conceal or brighten, and I'm using the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Concealer in the shade 600. 600 is the deepest shade and works perfectly for me. On the inner corners of my eyes, I'm using the Tom Ford Emotionproof Concealer in the shade 12 Macassar. When I go to blend out my concealer, I'm starting with the outer perimeter of my face using the Sephora number 57 brush. I have two of these. I just really love this brush. I think it's a great all-purpose brush. You can put eyeshadow base on with it. You can, of course, blend out your concealer. You can also pack on a little bit of powder, which I'm going to do right after blending in my concealer. So I think it's a nice multifunctional brush. You can also, in a pinch, use this as a one-and-done shadow brush. But yes, I'm gonna leave the Emotionproof for last because I want some coverage, like I want more coverage from it, so I'm gonna let it set a little bit. So as you can see, this blends beautifully into my foundation with very minimal effort. And I like to use it in the areas that I want to bring forward, like my smile lines there, and all the normal places that I would conceal. And last but not least, we are going to blend in the Emotionproof concealer with the same brush. And, you know, I'm going for medium coverage in both my complexion products and my concealer. So I spread it as evenly as possible, taking care not to let products settle into my fine lines. So once I finish blending out the Emotionproof concealer, I'm going to immediately go in and set it with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Loose Setting Powder in the shade Honey. Just checking out, making sure I'm good. And now here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and set underneath my eyes, just concentrating on the inner corner area because that's where my fine lines are. And as you can see, I'm using that same 57 brush. So next I'm going to set the rest of my face with Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Dark. Instantly you can see how that powder blurs and even mattifies a little bit. I believe that's my Chantecallie buffing brush that I'm using there. Okay, now we're getting into the Louboutin Top BLOL eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Andalucite. Just applying enough to take care of my entire eye, and then I'm going to be using a cream shadow brush, a synthetic brush, to blend it out. I'm taking care to make sure I spread it as thinly as possible because I want to avoid any cracking or creasing of the shadow. So when I go to put these on, I do find that less is more. And I'm creating a shape for my eyeshadow before I go to blend everything out. And since I do have hooded eyes, I'm going to take it up a little more than one would need to if they didn't have hooded eyes. And that's just so that you can actually see the eyeshadow. And as I blend this out, you start to see more of the green that is incorporated into the formula. Moving on to my lower lash line, instead of putting the cream shadow down there, I am using a gel liner from By Terry in the shade Bronze Generation, which is almost identical to Andalucite. I thought this was a better solution than trying to blend out the cream shadow on my lower lash line. Now that I've finished my complexion, I'm just gonna go in with the tinted brow gel from Chantecallie in the shade Dark. And it's more of a brunette shade, very natural. For contour, I'm using the Natasha Denona Contour Sculpting Powder in the shade 5 Deep. This is my holy grail contour powder, mainly because of the tone. Since I'm a neutral, I do find that this tone works really well for me without looking ashy or too gray. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off sculpting. I took my time with this and I wanted to show you guys what it looks like because this is where you kind of create the dimension again in your face. When you go to put on a base, and this is why I don't do full coverage anymore, when you go to put on a base, you're creating a blank canvas and you can look really flat if you don't bring dimension back to your face. So I like to take my time, go in light layers with fluffier brushes, especially when it comes to sculpting, to create a very realistic dimension in my face and chin. And then as I'm singing whatever it is I'm singing, I'm going to bronze my skin. And I do believe I used the new Dior bronzer, shade 8. It's pretty much my favorite right now, so I'm almost positive that's what I was using. I'm just buffing that in lightly. And then I'm taking McGrath's Paradise Venus blush and a very light brush. I believe this is the Airbrush from Sephora number 55. And I'm just going to lightly apply that to my cheeks, mainly because I want my eyes and lips to be the focal point of this look. I feel like this blush is a great all-purpose blush. For highlight, I'm using the Chanel Perles de Lumière, which came out last year, I believe, and is limited edition. It's a stunning highlight. It really reminds me of a more finely milled, sophisticated version of Fenty Beauty's Diamond Balm, which I did not purchase. I did not purchase Diamond Balm, but I do really love this one. So now I'm spraying my face with the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Trying to get rid of, oh no, I'm actually using Fix Plus, sorry. Fix Plus to sort of meld everything together. And no more powdery appearance for me. All right, so now I am going to line my lips with Pat McGrath's Permagel Lip Pencil in the shade Manhattan. It's a nice, warm, almost terracotta meets burgundy. That's what I would describe it as. It's a really gorgeous shade, and you can actually just fill your lip in with this. It's one of my favorites to bring out for more like fall lip looks. And this one just happened to match perfectly with the lipstick I chose for this look. It's very creamy, but also sets down and does not move. It don't move. So then I'm going in with the Sisley Fhyto Rouge in the shade 33 Orange Sevilla, is I believe how you pronounce it. Just gonna clean up my lip line and then apply my lashes off camera, and that's it. All right, so that's the look. I will have everything listed for you in the description box, along with links to places you can shop to purchase these products. A lot of these things are available everywhere, and so not everywhere, but like everywhere that we normally shop. So what I like to do in my description box for your convenience and for my sanity is give you a full list of places where you can shop that are affiliated. I get a commission whether or not it's the item that I'm showcasing, or if you just, you know, ran out of some toothpaste, quite honestly, and you wanted to kind of, you know, support the channel in that way. So yeah, all the links are affiliated. If you choose to, you know, if you would prefer not to use affiliate links, that's totally fine. You can also shop the way you normally shop. I do have everything listed for you in the description box, so you could just take it from there. Also, I wanted to just advise everybody that I have a Linktree link in the description box as well, and that will show you up-to-date sales and codes for any new releases. So in addition to the list of shops where you can purchase luxury beauty, you can also use my Linktree to see what is popping right now in terms of the new makeup. So lots there for you. Do click the description box. It is always chock full of good things, okay? Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to join the royal family if you haven't already, queens. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you next time.